This is TWiT.
Hey, thanks for tuning in to TWiT, your tech hub for intelligent, thoughtful conversations. If you want to take your experience to the next level and support what we do here at TWiT, say goodbye to ads and say hello to Club TWiT. With Club TWiT, you unlock all our shows ad-free. You also get exclusive members-only content. We do a lot of great programming just for the club members. You also get behind-the-scenes access with our TWiT Plus bonus feed and live video streams while we're recording. And don't forget the fantastic members-only Discord. It's where passionate tech fans like you and me hang out, swap ideas, and connect directly with all of our hosts. It's my favorite social network. I think you'll like it too. Club TWiT. It's not just a subscription. It's how you support what we do and become part of the TWiT family. Your membership directly supports the network, helping us stay independent and keep making the shows you love. If you're ready to upgrade your tech podcast experience, head to twit.tv/Club TWiT and join us today. Thanks for being here. And I'll see you in the club. So just briefly, because we haven't started, we'll start it. I want to start it too, so people don't miss it. These little things are called Divoom Pixu 64s. They're a Chinese kind of 64 by 64 frame. I like them. But they come with the worst app in the history of the world, which I have to, every time I do a new show, I have to go into this crap app and I have to navigate around and pick the Divoom and stuff. And it's multiple clicks and it's a real pain in the ass. And I thought, really, I should just have a program automatically do it. So this morning, I finally got around to that. I thought, well, this would be a good thing to work with 4.6 on. And I wrote something called Pixu Control. Let's see if it's running. It's not running. Where did I put it? Oh, well, I'll talk about this later. But it wrote it. It's beautiful. And it's going to help me a lot because it's running a little daemon. I'm running it on a Mac, so it's launch D, but it could be sys control. And the little daemon automatically right before the show puts the right album art up. And I have then I thought, well, I need a way to override. So I have an override thing. Where?
Well, it's funny you should say that, but
I have to do cargo run.
My single most used thing that I've written in this whole exercise is a thing called Auto, which just manages, because now we're doing all this, we're creating all these little daemons and things, or apps left, right, and center. And Auto just allows you to instantly add without having to set up launch D and all that sort of thing. It allows you to just instantly add or remove things, and it'll keep them up.
That's a great idea. I will do that.
It'll put all the lines in one place.
Fantastic idea. Because I just have Claude do it. I don't. I wrote the service and it attached it and all that stuff. So,
well, if you look at my page, I've got an auto skill that tells Claude how to deal with auto. And so anything new I just create, and I've got an auto GUI that anything GUI just automatically, as soon as you add it to auto, it just appears in this one GUI, that just puts things in iframes. And so, it's literally a line that you just say, and add and run with auto, and then it just appears and it never shuts down again. Type thing.
Very nice. Very nice. That's what I find myself doing more and more is just, the old system in line is if you do something more than 3 times, you should write a program for it. But that used to be a pain in the ass. It was really, you had it, well, am I going to do it a 4th time? How long does it take me to write a program? Now it's like, I don't even want to do it 3 times. I'll just let Claude automate it. Now, do you push everything to GitHub?
Yes.
Yeah. So I have been as well. For a while, I was using the GitHub CI chain. But then I thought, well, if somebody really wants it, they can download the code and compile it themselves. I'm not going to. And I mostly write in Rust. Now, you said you were mocking me, Lawrence, for that?
No, I wasn't mocking you. I said I just haven't touched it yet. I was laughing because we're writing in languages that we don't know how to debug or review the code or
right. I never look at the code. Look, Rust is clear enough. You could look at the code. It's pretty C-like, but I've been going back and forth. Gastown was Go, It always offers me Python. I feel like Python's, it's going to be too slow. I might as well, I don't have to write it, so I might as well choose Rust because it'll at least be type safe and tests might be more reliable and it's very fast.
I use Python for everything. And like I started using Python for ASE, but because of the Jupyter notebooks. But the reason I mostly use Python these days is because of the libraries. It's just got
everything. Yeah.
Everything. Yeah. And you don't have to make things up. But I've always used Go, and I guess Go is my go-to thing. I've always used Go for utilities that I had to put on other machines, just because it has that Rust, like you can compile it here and it's
super fast.
Put it on back and vice versa.
It's concurrent. Yeah. No, there's a lot to be said for Go.
I've never had performance issues with Python.
Yeah,
I agree with the library, but I think the other thing that got me into Python was a lot of the AI libraries were immediately built in for Python.
Right.
All right. So it's like, okay, it got me there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I have nothing against using Python. I just, it gives me the choice to say, well, go ahead and do it in Rust.
Mm-hmm.
That's more faddish than anything else. If it offered me Common Lisp, I would do it because then I could look at the code and be more comfortable with it. The nice thing about Rust is a very nice TWi library. Ratatouille is really good. What is Python? Does it use ncurses or does it have something more modern?
Oh, there's lots.
There's probably a lot of.
That's the thing. Python it's just far and away the most prevalent language at the moment.
Are you nervous about downloading stuff from PyPy?
I should be more nervous. I'm not.
You should be, yeah.
I would say you look at the library and look to see, if it's one guy or if it's not one guy. You're making choices. At work, we actually have something called JFrog, which sits in front of PyPy, which then prevents certain ones and certain licenses from not being pulled down and certain security checks.
That's nice.
Yeah, you can have like Claude will go through and pull like any code you pull down.
It does good security
audit. Yeah. Like I had it audit Gastown AI, and it was like, yo, I don't think you should do this.
That's funny. When as soon as 4.6 came out, a security team ran it against a bunch of open source software, and they found 40 vulnerabilities, unknown vulnerabilities, like yesterday. So I think Claude, especially 4.6, is very well suited for that kind of stuff.
Well,
Larry's. We've been dropping people. I'm sorry. It's probably Restream doesn't like having 18 people on the show.
I literally just uploaded something to PyPy about 5 minutes ago. So.
Oh, good. You're part of the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can trust my stuff. Trust me.
Oh, good. Well, that's a relief.
Famous last words.
That's a relief.
Okay. My Sunday plan is to hack Darren's account.
Let's see. I make this bigger, but then I guess you could still read the screen. So, what do we think of 4.6? Are we excited? And has anybody tried the new 5.3 on the ChatGPT or Codex? I guess.
I do use Codex occasionally because it's really not quite as good as Claude, but it's not terrible. The Gemini one is terrible. It just goes off the reservation and just creates stuff that just doesn't work and then gets you into a loop. But Codex is pretty good.
All right. Yeah, a lot of people are saying it's good but slower than Claude. And I've seen a number of people say that. In fact, I think Steve Yegi said it. Somebody said it. I use Claude because it's got a great personality. That's stupid. Obviously, that doesn't improve the code quality or anything. But if you're going to be spending a lot of time chatting back and forth with an AI, might as well have a nice personality. Does anybody have it? Call it a name? Harper Reed said his is I think Big Dog.
I don't understand naming agents.
I have it. Call me Skipper, or I said if you're feeling particularly jaunty, call me Skip. Manny, do you have a name that you make Claude use?
I just tell it to just call me by name, but I only do that so that when it stops doing that, I know that it's like lost the plot.
Ah, that's smart. And that was, I think, what Harper said. Yeah. Then at least it's got some of the context is okay.
Yeah. So, I think I might have gotten that from him, to be honest with you.
Manny, are you Clauding, or what are you using primarily?
Pretty much just Claude. I use it for everything. I mean, it powers my work every day. It powers it does sets up my shopping list every week and my dinners. And I mean, it's like,
if I were in DevOps or sysadmin, man, I would just be in heaven. This is so much better. This is such an improvement.
I mean, I was working, we had a Hack Week project I was working on at work the other day, and it included creating a chat bot that would a chat interface that would reach out and talk to a RAG model that we had set up. And we were just toying with this thing, and it was like, okay, well, let's move it over here and turn it this color, and then it would move. And it's I don't know, 3 years ago, they're just, how much work that would have taken?
Yeah.
And now I can I don't like it there.
And not interesting work either.
Here. Yeah.
Not interesting stuff. Just I got to find the code. I got to type that. I got to type. Not interesting stuff. Just stupid stuff.
Yeah. And so it's just, I don't know. It's made such my job such a joy again. I have so much fun writing code.
Me too.
I mean, not writing code, managing Claude, I guess.
Yeah, managing Claude. Yeah. Well, no, we're going to have to adjust our expectations. Larry, you're Clauding, right? You're mostly Clauding.
Yeah, I'm Clauding, and I've still.
You did Clawbot. You want to talk about OpenClaw at all?
Yeah. I've like you. I've turned my off because I'm looking at the other ones. And
I actually got terrified, and I think I was right. The more I look at it, a lot of the bugs, or the exploits, are in the library of plugins. So if that's to be expected, but
so I had it write a couple things for me. The best thing it did was a news aggregator. So I told it, said, here's some topics. Create my news aggregator and send me an email every morning with what I should read. Yeah, and I gave it some high level topics, and it was really good at that. What I started to remember, I got some PCs so I could segregate it, but then a bunch of other ones came out. So I said, okay, let me start looking at those.
You know what? There's suddenly this plethora of news readers because it's an easy thing to write.
Like clones of Claudebot. So I think now.
Clones of Claudebot. Yeah. Let's hear about that. Yeah.
So I posted a couple. MenuBot, which was basically it's a Windows or Mac install, and it's no coding. So it basically takes that whole part out of it and does an install. Right. So I ran that for a little bit. It worked okay, but
what could possibly go wrong with that?
Yeah. And then NanoBot was what I was installing today and starting to get configured to see how good that is. But it looks like a lot more secure and handles a lot of things a little bit better. And maybe next month I'll be able to report that, or I'll put it in the chat. But that looks like somebody really thought well, how to take OpenClaw and make something better out of it that's a little more secure. So,
anybody else using OpenClaw? Yeah, I really wanted to do it today and show it off today, but in good conscience, I can't. It's really problematic, but it's very fun to play with. But
you can see that they have been updating a lot of the security holes. People have been plugging them one at a time.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of time before either a different version is there and/or that has enough security hole plugs. But again, you're giving it whatever access, and the more access you give it, the more useful it is.
Exactly.
But the more, problematic it could be.
So I think it's safe to say we all love Claude Code. And that 4.6, what's our consensus? 4.6, which came out yesterday, 20 minutes before OpenAI released GPT 5.3, which is hysterical. They're clearly madly competing with one another. I mean, I thought 4.5 was pretty darn good. Mm-hmm. Sonnet 5 is probably also on the horizon. What do we think of 4.6?
I actually think it's a little slower. I have observed it creating agents, sub-agents for work, and particularly in parallel, which I didn't observe 4.5. Apart from that, I can't really say whether it's noticeably better or worse.
One of the things people were saying it's good at is financial stuff and like financial planning and stuff. And yesterday I had to go through all of the 45 or 46 PDFs associated with the purchase of our house. And I was looking for a particular I did it manually for a while and I couldn't find it. I knew it would have to be, I knew kind of where it would be, but so I said, well, Claude, and I gave it a very vague description of the paragraph I was looking for, found it immediately. But not only that, it had the insight that, I could see why you couldn't find this because there are 2 versions of this document. And this wasn't in the first version. It was in a later version of this document. It had, not only did it find what I was looking for in 46 PDFs very quickly, but it analyzed it a little bit. It had, now I know it's probably was not so big that it was out of its context in previous versions, but I was pretty impressed. More and more, I feel like you can use things like Claude Code to do meal planning and financial planning and write your legal documents. That's why LegalZoom's stock tumbled last week.
So Claude had actually informed me that German laws had changed, and I am eligible to get German dual citizenship. And so Claude has been walking me through the steps to contact the German bureaucracy. But anyway, to make a long story short, I reached out to the city where my great grandfather died to get his death certificate, and we got it back, and it was from the 1920s or something, and it was written in some type of handwriting that they don't use anymore and almost illegible. And so I fed it into Claude, and Claude was like, yo, let me read this to you. I mean, it was wild. Yeah.
It is kind of amazing. One of the things I wanted you guys to help me with is the plugins. If you once you install Claude, you can, there's the plugins where you can discover the plugins that Anthropic offers. And now I actually have installed already a couple of plugins and repositories. One is Superpowers, which I've found very useful. At least it used to. I don't know if I need it anymore. And then, of course, Harper Reed's 2389, and he has some really kooky ones. And then there's a marketplace as well. And you can see I've added those 2 marketplaces. But let's go through Discover, and you can maybe tell me what you guys use or think you should use. I'm increasingly of the opinion that Anthropic's working to eliminate the need for skills, plugins, and anything. They added to-dos, a nice planning feature that I think eliminates a tool I was using, which is GSD, Getting Shit Done. So I uninstalled that.
I don't think skills are going away. I think MCP is going away.
MCP,
But
interesting.
skills, the difference between putting skills in an MD in the MDs in the Claude.md is very minor, and the only difference is that what you put in the skill, it doesn't have to load every time. It's aware that it can load it,
right?
But it only loads it when it needs it. So I think you really want to chug most of the stuff out of the Claude.md, so it's not putting in your context and just identifying which skills to use, but it's really just a Claude.md in a different place.
I actually had Claude do that. I went through, I said, hey, let's fix up all of these MDs and skills and stuff and prioritize keeping the context window small and all that. And it actually did a very nice job of reorganizing. It said you have some overlaps, some redundancies. I had taken somebody's prompt and put it in Claude.md, which was a bad idea. And it said, let's get that out of there. But so it's pretty good at fixing that up. And I would encourage people to do that. Front end design.
That's the only plugin I use.
Is it?
And
that's for websites, or what is that for?
Well, any front end. It just makes things look better.
Okay, let's add that. So
for someone who builds TWi's, I'm not too sure that's your.
No, I know. I don't really want to build GUIs at all. In fact, I stepped down. My Pixu thing is a command line because I realized I started a TWi and then I thought, wait a minute, what I really want is a command line because I want to be able to put this in a launch daemon or a syscontrol to run automatically. And I want it to really be a bash file, basically. So, or something like that. And I want to be able to run it from the command line. So I actually backed down even out of the TWi on that one. So front end design, and the way we can select them is you just hit space. Context 7, it's an MCP server for documentation. Anybody recommend that? Nope. Code review. That seems like it would be a good thing to have. Does this make it better at code review? Because it already will do code review.
So it'll, isn't this like a skill basically?
Yeah, they call them plugins, but it's a skill. And
Yeah.
I think the idea is that it will automate, it says, the code review for pull requests. So
I think some of them are like MCP connectors. So I think there's like an Atlassian one in here, and I think other ones are skills. I think there's like a two. Yeah.
It really is annoying. There's no way to see what comes after the ellipsis. So even if I shrink it down.
I think some of them actually come with code as well. Like for instance, code review might come with some sort of linting.
Okay.
Yeah, I would guess. But and the MCP ones are definitely coming with code.
So the GitHub MCP it already is able to push to GitHub, and I have it use GH, which is an installed program on my system. Do you think it would be better to use the MCP server?
No.
Claude's pretty good at using the CLI if you need him to.
Yeah, that's what I have it do.
I actually think CLIs are replacing MCPs in most cases. I mean, MCP is just a common way of doing it, but CLI is almost always better, I reckon.
Yeah. Feature dev, comprehensive feature development workflow with code simplifier. Now, does anybody still use Ralph? This is the official Ralph Wiggum, and then there's the unofficial original Ralph Wiggum. I tried it. I turned it off. I find, really honestly, maybe because I'm not respawning 20 different Claudes and having agents running in multiple threads and stuff. I don't find many of these things that useful. I might be because I don't want to run too much ahead of me.
In one of the other ones, I was finding problems with it. Like there were certain key mistakes that it was making. Like it still puts in fake tests or it says something like, "Oh, it was too hard to get it working, so I just skipped it."
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, that's not good.
So you still got to work around that. But
there's something to be said for not pressuring Claude too much, right? If you put pressure on, if you say think hard, ultra think, I think that's a mistake. Yes? No? You disagree?
Yeah. Well, I think there's a couple things. There's like, we talked about this this morning at work, which is like, you want the AI to do some research, but sometimes you want a human to make a decision.
Right.
Right. There's this notion of it can get you a lot of information and it can, sometimes filter out a lot of noise. But at some point, humans should make a decision. And we're talking about architecture decisions or, model decisions or certain things that, it generate the code, but let those decisions come, from people who can actually make those kind of thoughts, but bring the options to us.
But also to Darren's concern, I got the impression, I've heard others say this, that Claude may be more likely to do things like make fake tests or skip around something to please you if you push it. Like if you really, if you, I kind of backed off. I think in one of my system prompts, I said, don't make up answers. Don't try too hard. If you're confused, ask. Don't skip something that's not working just because you don't want to disappoint me, sort of.
I even have in my Claude.md like a way to get around. It was like, like if I give you instructions or something you're not comfortable with, just and you don't feel like pushing back, just say something is afoot at circle K or something.
I like it. A code word. It's its safe word. It's your safe word. Good. All right. So that's I've taken out Ralph. I don't use Ralph anymore.
Yeah.
But like you say, one of the things that like I've got to improve on the back end, on the front end, every time now, and I'm about to make a deal for it. I say, do this and plan it, and then ask me a bunch of questions about it to clarify it. And I've found that it's drastically improved whether it stops early or whether it just suddenly asks me for more information or anything like that. It's made it far more autonomous and far more likely to finish just by telling it to ask me questions up front.
I always go in planning mode first. In fact, that's one of the superpower tools I really love, to really think it out ahead of time.
This is why I told you about Spec Kit, because this is
Spec Kit,
right. That full workflow,
right?
And it really, to me, well, first of all, it helps me walk through my ideas.
Human. Yeah. But it's
I've
also for Claude.
Yeah,
actually
no,
been thinking-
but it helps you think it out because you're giving
Exactly.
it in an instruction, and I just call it an advanced meta prompting. Right?
Yes, I agree. It's conversational meta prompting. It's back and forth meta prompting.
Yeah.
So
Also,
we're not going to do the Ralph loop, and I guess if you use TypeScript, you'd use the TypeScript LSP. I mean, there's a few LSPs in here.
Mm-hmm.
I've found for a lot of these plugins, I find the most value in them where like I'm able to either like bring context into Claude quickly or move it out quickly, and then like all the other skills and stuff, I just kind of make on my own as per my use case, like specific to our repos and stuff. But
yeah.
So so Darren had a nice little skill he calls improve, and you were saying, I mean, it has a hook, right? It's supposed to run all the time, but you were saying it doesn't always run all the time.
Yeah.
How do there is a somewhat stochastic experience here where it's not necessarily going to do the same thing 2 times in a row, which is a little concerning.
For me, the most important thing with all of these things, I've got all my instructions and everything is testing it. Like even when I'm running a dev team, I believe in testing it at the end of the day, because you can have something working and then Claude can go and just break everything. Whereas if you've got a bunch of regression tests, that just doesn't happen.
Right.
And stuff, you can sort of rely on your Git check-ins and everything. And the thing is, I have a set of validations that involve like running all the linters, running all the tests and everything. And I don't leave those validations up to Claude. Like I've got that in a pre-commit hook on Git. So when it tries to commit, it runs that. So Claude can't choose not to run it.
Right.
Like the code won't make it in.
Right.
If all of those things don't run. And then it will respond to the commit failures and everything.
So how do you do that? You say to it, do not commit until you've done these things?
No. It's a Git itself has lots of hooks, and you can put commit hooks. So
okay.
I tell it to set up a commit hook that runs, and I've got a validator called DAS PyCheck, which is also on PyPy, which runs all sorts of stuff. And because in this world you can over validate, it doesn't matter how long you take to validate. So you validate everything you can think of, code style and comments.
Right.
And
why not?
everything.
Yeah.
Why not? Yeah, exactly. And so DAS PyCheck is being run by a commit hook. So Git is running it, not.
That's cool. So that's guaranteed to run.
It's guaranteed to run. Yeah.
Maybe I will switch to Python. That's a pretty good argument. If there's libraries like that, that's.
But this is just something. DAS PyCheck. I wrote it myself, but you could all of these things have linters, so there would be a Rust linter, and you can just run that.
Well, I mean, why don't you use it in Lisp if you want to do code review on it? Why don't you just keep everything in Lisp?
It writes Lisp perfectly. Well, no, actually, I won't say perfectly competently.
But you won't have some libraries. But if that's what you're
Lisp is pretty good with. I mean, yeah. No, I'm fine. Mainly because I'm not going to look at the code, so I don't really care what language. I don't really care. How about Playwright? You guys use Playwright?
Every program, every test, anything with GUIs.
Yeah, because it runs it in the browser basically.
Yeah. Because it's very important to not just have tests, but functional tests. And Playwright, you can have everything working, and then you run it, and it's just a blob on the screen. In fact, I actually added another skill called Screenshot, which even takes pictures and then asks it to validate that it's real, because sometimes stuff will functionally work and you look at it and everything's like 1 pixel high or something like that. Yeah. But Playwright and taking screenshots will actually check that it.
It's also one of the reasons why I still have anti-gravity besides Claude Code, is because you can then circle stuff on the screen and say, move this, change this, do that, and let anti-gravity handle those pieces.
Yeah. But in normal life, in various companies, we actually did a thing called BDD, which is using a thing called SpecFlow or other things, where you've got a whole set of things given when then, and it's basically testing by behavior. It's called behavioral driven design. Yeah, and I'm actually starting to think about getting it to make behavioral driven tests using BDD.
That's really interesting.
quite often the tests it produce, they're very functional and they check the code, but you want to check that these capabilities still exist. And so if you've got BDD capabilities, whether you wrote it or Claude wrote it, then things don't, like we've all had with Claude, it'll just take away a capability at some point because it decided you didn't need it anymore.
Right,
or something like
right.
this. And a set of BDD tests will make sure that that doesn't happen.
That is a really interesting slice on this, which is that test-driven design now, you're not testing just for code errors, you're testing for Claude errors. That's really interesting. Yeah, I like that. All right, I'm going to turn on Playwright. Let's scroll down a little bit more, see what other plugins we want. Commit commands. I think we agree we're just going to use the command line. Oh, what's going on? We got the chat room. Oh, I should say, yeah, Alan Ball in the chat room said even just as simple as telling it, quote, don't write any code for this yet. Just research.
Did we,
Was that just me? Do you guys
Yeah,
hear that?
That was us too, but I think we're back in rock and rolling now.
yeah, but Leo's talking. And nobody's
Leo's, I can't hear Leo though.
Yeah. Guys, as I said, I do have to drop. I have an obligation. I will catch you guys later. Darren, we'll be messaging over the weekend on 4.6. We got to figure. I want to play with the teams and the swarm thing. That's definitely want to see how it works.
Yeah, I've definitely seen it happen even without me telling it to. So, and like Manny was saying, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Later.
Yeah. The two agents will come back with differing opinions, and then the main Claude will be like, let me go settle this dispute.
But that's what you want, really. It's awesome.
Maybe
I think
maybe
it's great.
Leo didn't really close OpenClaw and it's taken over his system.
All right, you all guys.
Take care.
See you soon.
Leo's video is working fine. Just
Yeah.
not-
I mean, it looks great, honestly.
He's probably just gonna reconnect.
I mean, what other cool use cases do people have? I mean, I'm using it to teach me German, using it to like navigate the German legal bureaucracy, using it to like make my meals every week.
That's
Claude Code or
Just the Claude in general.
okay. Because I was
Well, I did some. Oh, go on.
I'm still unsure on how to manage, but like so. Basically, I should have a new Claude Code instance for each like specific tool, topic, or task, right? But like, what's the best way to like share, like to get it up and running with all your like, like kind of giving the general idea of what you do and how you like to do things. Do you have like a generic prompt that you start?
No, this is all the Claude MD. So you've got one Claude MD in your central thing, and anything that, like if it's constantly making mistakes or it does something that you don't like or you always want to do something, then you put that in that root Claude MD.
So you do have a
initial context.
You have a root like Claude directory with its own MD, and then and then you have subfolders with projects.
No, it's not in the. It's in the configuration. So on Mac, it's in tilde. There's a .claude, and that's where it puts its global settings and everything.
Okay. Then
Claude
you can have like per repo settings too. Yeah,
gets loaded in everything.
Yeah. What a possible way you could start, like if you have all of your work located in one central place, you can spin up a Claude instance in that folder and just tell it, hey, go look through this folder, surmise what I do, and give me an initial context for you to follow later. And it'll do that,
Yeah. I guess while waiting for Leo, I could share.
Yeah. By the way, Anthony, have you tried Cling 4 yet?
No, I have not. I've been too busy to. It looks. I've seen examples. It looks great. Let me share a screen. Oh, he's back.
Collapse. Yeah, I've lost everything here. Hold on. Did I cut?
We hear you.
Yeah. I know your picture's not one. Did I cut everybody off when I left?
No.
You were...
We all stayed on. You just.
Oh, good. You continue on without me. I'm gonna try to.
Okay.
Apple thing. All of a sudden, my iPhone decided it wanted to be in charge.
Mine did that when I entered the room too.
It's so annoying. I am so sick of Apple. I gotta tell you.
Is this my full screen?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay.
You guys talk.
Yeah. So my first project was using Claude Code. Is I installed. I wanted to get some N8N workflows running, so I installed the N8N skill. And MCP. But you could run it locally, but I'm using a dashboard where they give you 100 requests a day, but you could, for like $10, you could get more connections or more requests. But I got a basic webhook from, we use something called Cast Magic to do our transcripts. And for example,
just actually, out of curiosity,
can you switch
to generate the blog posts? Because those are really good. What are you doing?
I could show you that.
Is that an 8N?
This is in here. We are getting a different microphone, by the way.
From me?
Yeah.
Huh. That's interesting.
It's your iPhone, I think.
This is my iPhone. You piece of. Sorry about that. That's stupid. Why would the iPhone suddenly, randomly, freaking Apple? I've never had that happen, ever.
I think it might be the Restream, because Restream did it to me too.
Interesting. Maybe Restream once. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, I'm sorry, Anthony. So now I'm okay, right?
It might be still the wrong device because we're hearing
you heard echo
ourselves back. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's the main multi-track. I gotta put it on chat. Yeah, now it's on the right thing.
Mic check. Yep. Yeah. So Cast Magic, basically you give it video or audio. We give it audio, and it will generate a transcript. And it'll try to assign
commercial
names.
Program we use, right?
Yeah.
I pay good money for this.
We do. Although it's actually pretty affordable.
It's cheaper than having humans transcribe it. That's for sure.
But basically, once the names are you kind of approve the names or fix it, you could have a bunch of recurring content that. Basically, you give it your own prompts, so you could like get whatever you want out of each transcript. So, we give some title ideas, short description ideas, and then SEO tags for each episode, even thumbnail ideas. So, what I just built using the Claude Code and N8N is a webhook where it'll parse the whole output for anything that says AI image prompt, and then it'll kick it out and generate it with a Nano Banana, and then upload it to Google Drive. Cool. So unfortunately they only have Zapier connections. So I have a basic Zap where it's basically just a webhook will send it to N8N. So generate images, and it'll run that. But going back to your blog post question, that's also one of the pieces of content.
It's gotten to the point where podcasters really can automate huge amount of what we do.
Well, I don't know if you've looked, but I just put up a completely automated podcast where I have a podcaster, an old TV guy critic, and a sort of young journalist woman.
Which one's you, Darren? That's what I want to know.
No. Then they interview me, the Darren character. And that's being generated every day, and it's up on my on my website. But I've had no interaction with it whatsoever. Like, it literally looks at my Claude logs, sees what I was playing with that day.
Wow.
and then generates a script, then generates a
Wow.
podcast, and then makes the voices out of
So, Darren, what are you working on today? Well, I committed a bunch of. Have you listened to it? Is it interesting?
it. Yeah,
Or
you can listen to it if you go to Darren Oakey or darren.insidemind.com.au. Whoever's got the thing.
do you know if people are listening to it?
Oh, I hope nobody's listening to it.
Darren.insidemind.what?
Darren.insidemind.com.au. So,
I'm pulling it up here. Shall I play a little bit of it?
yeah, so if you go to, say, in the
Dry
blog,
Kiss Yagni. DRY. These are all.
do not repeat yourself. Keep
Yep.
it simple, stupid, and you ain't gonna
Ain't gonna
it.
need
Gonna
it.
need it. These are all programmers' aphorisms.
So now, if you go to the blog at the top there, and go to the feedback cycle.
That's the name of the podcast.
That's the name of the
Here,
podcast.
I'll play episode 37. Death to
Welcome back
all
to the
mocks.
feedback cycle. Day 37. Darren, you declared war on mocks?
I did. Yeah. Full ideological purge.
Sounds dramatic.
Was dramatic. I banned the word from the repository, like actually banned it.
And how exactly?
There's going to be an external tool that catches it. If the word mock appears anywhere in the Beazle codebase, it flags it, shames me publicly.
Ah, public shaming as quality assurance.
This is awesome. Now, where did the voices come from?
I just gave some descriptions, like some biographical description. I didn't quite go with Leo and Jeff in Paris or anything.
No, I like
No,
it.
but
Did,
like what? Yeah, cloud service or locally? What are you doing?
Yeah.
And it's all Quen TTS. So I created the voice from Quen TTS and created like a
Quinn's too,
I
it's
got-
quite good, I think.
yeah. I got Claude to give me a script for a 30-second perfect script, and then I used the description to generate a 30-second example, and then I'm using voice cloning.
So you're calling these tools from Claude?
No, this is Claude has made a program called Autoblog, which then
It calls the tools.
it calls the tools. So it's all
It's all totally automated. You're not doing anything.
correct.
That's why I wonder how long N8N has to live. Because
I think it depends on the task also, because like, some benefits to N8N is like you already you don't have to keep reauthing like Google and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. Well, this is why Zapier is in an awesome position at the moment, because they've got that Zapier MCP. Because the hardest part with all of these stupid agents, and especially with the permissions and everything they're seeing, is logging into stuff, right? And giving credentials to things. Now, Zapier has that Zapier MCP, which allows you can log into like 8,000 different things with Zapier, store your credentials there, and then access them from the one Zapier MCP. This is not a Zapier
that's
ad.
nice. So it's your credential store. That's all you're
Exactly.
really using it for.
Yeah, exactly. But I think there's going to be a huge need. I think we're going to see a bunch of these popping up because, yeah, you don't want to give your credentials to OpenClaw or anything else.
Right.
OAuth and things all have problems because they need to call back to something. So you need to, expose an SSL certificate or something like that, or something. It's really hard to set up these things. And really, you just want all these various agents to connect to stuff. So I think there's a huge gap at the moment for just something that connects to everything. And
Do you
so-
think using Zapier would make OpenClaw safer?
Yes. At least there's no risk of it leaking your credentials to anywhere. So, apart from your Zapier credential.
Well, you try. you
Yeah,
have to
the
trust
one
somebody.
Zapier. Yeah, there's still a
You got to
path,
trust
I
somebody.
guess. Yeah.
And yeah, you still have prompt injection and all sorts of other issues, but at least your credentials are safe.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I'm gonna have to try that. That's really interesting. What else do you want to talk about, Anthony? Continue on with your.
Well, I was just saying that was my first Claude Code project. Built like getting.
How did it feel?
I mean, I think a lot of it was me setting up like making sure like it could have access to the N8N instance, setting up the N8N instance, like getting all the credentials in. So I think now that I have my first workflow, it'll probably be a lot easier to just start moving and tackling more things.
Right. I think that's what happens is you get more, you learn how to use it, but more importantly, you get more comfortable with it.
Yeah.
You have to kind of get a sense of, oh yeah, this can do that. That's the conversation I was having yesterday with Paris, and by the way, I think she took it to heart because she's been doing stuff with it. Today she was doing stuff with it. So
that's cool.
I said, you can't judge it until you use it.
I mean, but I still don't think like Claude Code's going to be like mainstream. Like,
no. And I don't think what they've done with co-work is any better, really.
I tested it. Like I had a spreadsheet. Okay. So we're going to RSA, right?
Yep.
And we're getting pitch emails and
lots of them.
A lot of them, and like, it'd be nice if I had a spreadsheet with some reason, it could send it to you. So I gave it access to my Gmail, and I've been labeling these emails, and then now I'm using Cowork to like manage a spreadsheet. So I mean,
that's good.
It works. Yeah.
I predict, like as you said, I don't think Claude Code is for everybody or anything, but like we're all talking about 2025 as being the year of agents, and I think it was, because by the end of 2025 we're all using these things to do stuff. And I think OpenClaw has shown us like 2026 is going to be. It was always the holy grail, but I think OpenClaw has shown us that we're basically there. 2026 is going to be the year of the assistant, and at the moment it's this massively complicated thing to set up, but it can actually do stuff. I think someone's going to solve the next 3 months are going to be a race to solve the setup problem, and you're going to have something that a normal person can click on. A cute character appears on their screen and says, "Hi, what do you want to do?" And they're off. And so it's going to do all the building code and stuff in the background, but they're not going to see it. They're going to be talking to some fun Max Headroom type character or something, and by the end of this year, I think average people are going to be using their agents and coding behind, but they're not even
going to know it. Oh, we just lost him.
Oh, we dropped him.
Yeah, it's funny. I just got the email from Anthropic's press agency. Hi, Leo. I wanted to flag details for today's news. It was yesterday from Anthropic. As you plan your content for today, the rest of the week, let me know if you have any questions. And it gives me all the features 4.6. So they clearly think that it's worth a press release. 1 million context window. Agent teams. That's what I was talking about, replacing Gastown. Claude in PowerPoint. It actually does some really pretty good job in PowerPoint, but it doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't have Nano Banana. You still have to. If you're smart, you use Nano Banana for the images.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that the other night. I wonder if they're not getting into this like multimodal, like.
Yeah, where is that? They've spent so much energy on code. That's why.
Yeah, and I kind of wonder if it's like also like a little bit of a liability thing too. Like if you don't generate images, because they're the safety company,
right?
It's like if you don't generate images, then you can't generate no bad images.
There's Darren. They'd be smart and realize that people are just going to use Nano Banana, and that should be okay with them as long as they use Claude to orchestrate it. Should, and spend credits with Claude to orchestrate it. That should be okay with them.
I don't know. It feels like Anthropic's kind of sewing up the enterprise market. Seems like it's moving pretty quickly. I know I started with Claude Code like 6 months ago, and I've been singing its praises at work ever since. And they finally started an enterprise trial with Anthropic, and I'm like, yeah. Because it's like if everybody on my team has this like incredible tooling, then like just all of the code that goes into our code base is just going to be better.
Right.
But also, we're thinking about these things as code. But remember, in the enterprise, there's also the using of AI. And Anthropic's got, because they're the only one that's native in AWS, they've got that sewn up as well. Like if you're going to embed like OCRing your documents or anything with AI, you're using an Anthropic model just because it's there in AWS.
Yeah, pretty exciting stuff. It's probably pretty exciting for the people at Anthropic too, I would think.
They've got to know that they lapped everybody, and they should be pretty damn happy. And I love it that they know they've lapped it because it's pissing Sam Altman off so much. He's so pissed off at them, and then they just twisted the knife with the Super Bowl ad, which Sam said, "That's not how we do it. That's not how we do ads. You liars." He lost his cool, which is exactly what they wanted him to do. He lost it. That's a sign that you made it, right? That's a sign you're winning.
Just corporate wise, they're in a position to make money. Like their revenue looks like it'll overtake their spending at some point, whereas OpenAI just keeps doubling down on promises. So I think
I need
they're
$500 billion more dollars, please.
It's kind of a race though, because Anthropic has no other revenue streams. So that's why OpenAI and Anthropic are the ones that are going head to head. Google doesn't care; they can sit back. Meta doesn't care; they can sit back.
They can give those products away for free as a loss.
Right.
That don't matter to them.
Just relax. Yeah. What's really surprising me is I'm curious what you guys think about Microsoft. Like, how Microsoft and Apple both fumbled this, but Microsoft really fell on its face with Copilot. People, in fact, if people hate AI, it's because of Microsoft forcing Copilot on them. To some degree, a little bit. I was talking to my daughter. She says, "I hate it. Google Docs keeps trying to get me to use AI." It's true. Google's pushing it like crazy on Google Docs. I have to turn it off all the time. It's trying to summarize our show notes and stuff. No, I don't want you to do that. But that's annoying people.
What you're seeing is the consumer side of things, but on the other side of things, they're doing quite well because just like Anthropic is embedded in AWS, Copilot's all over Azure. And if you're an Azure shop, like for instance, the current business I'm using, like everything is going through Copilot and everything.
Right.
Like the check-in.
Is it good?
It's good enough.
Good enough.
And because it's not the same Copilot, it's not the one asking you to do things, right?
Right.
It's Copilot checking people's check-in submissions and doing, saying, "Did you test this?" or "Have you checked for this?" and stuff like this. And it's all coding type Copilot, which all of these models are getting pretty good at now.
Right.
And similarly, if you're on an Azure stack and you're using it to, I don't know, assess the whether this person is trying to scam you or something like this as part of your business operation, you're going to use Copilot because it's there and it's built in.
Right. So and let's not forget, GitHub has absolutely become the incumbent.
Exactly.
I mean, it's just not even close.
Yeah.
In fact, I think you said yesterday or on Wednesday, you said, "I tried GitLab."
Oh. GitHub is good.
Yeah.
And so, I think a lot of what Microsoft is doing is not visible to just, it's annoying on the front end, but it's being used heavily on the back end.
Right. Anything you guys want to show us? Anthony, you want to keep showing us what you're up to with Nathan?
I mean, I kind of got the gist.
The Zapier thing is great. I think that's a really good tip.
Yeah, like there's a lot of things also like that are in Zapier, that's not on N8N, but you could just use a webhook workaround.
Right. Well, I'm still going through plugins. You want to go through some more plugins and tell me what I should install?
Or is your Devum thing working? Like, how does that?
It is working, but it's not working on this machine. I can go over. No, I can go over this machine. It's the command line. It says Pixu, and by the way, it named it Pixu -control, and then I say which one, and I told it was stage left and stage right are the names. I gave them the IP addresses. What's nice about these is actually they're you don't need to use an API. They're HTTP RESTful HTTP requests, so it's very simple to push an image to this. So basically the command line says left or right, and then what the image is, and it pushes it to it. There were a couple of things that we discovered. One, you have to force a refresh because the devum is really brain dead, and it just goes, well, I don't know. So you have to force a refresh. And then the other thing I realized is sometimes when I do ads for other shows, I need to override the schedule. So I've set it up so it's a schedule. So right before, Paris needs never tell me to change the Intelligent Machines album art. At 2 p.m., it will change it automatically. So it's got the schedules for all of those. So it'll change those automatically. But I realized if I have to read an ad, I need to manually change it. So I gave, Claude gave it a little additional command line that says, freeze this for a moment. And then I have a resume thing that says, go back and keep doing the thing. And it runs every 5 minutes. So it's, it's nice. It's taken a whole lot. It's a perfect example of something that took me half an hour to write and will save me half an hour a week easily of messing, futzing around and a lot of frustration. Yeah, so that was very satisfying.
So on my website, you can see that we're all gathering hundreds of tools of these sort of things.
If you go to GitHub, people's GitHub's repository is starting to fill up.
So it's starting to, and this is one of the reasons why Auto is like my favorite thing that I use every day. Is because actually organizing all of these things and managing all the tools you're creating is becoming an issue as well.
I was thinking, it'd be nice to something like OpenClaw would be nice to have just in your home
just
network managing. Managing.
Darren, what's your GitHub handle?
It's just Darren Oakey.
So I'm going to go over and download that because, right? It's just a skill. I can download it, right?
Yeah. Oh, Auto isn't a skill. Auto is a program. So you've got to launch D Auto and then everything else.
I have to. Okay. And this is the other problem I have, which is that so the Mac I use here doesn't have any of this stuff set up, so I've got to move everything over. And I have the Mac Mini, which I just use Stow, so I get everything over there. But I need to keep my Claude files everywhere.
This is another skill I've got called Remote, which basically it sets up a thing on every machine. And basically, so you register all your machines with Remote, and then you just say, you talk to one Claude and say, do this on the other machine, or move this away.
Oh, I like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
I see. DARRENOAKEY?
Correct.
It says no. Maybe I'm looking.
Just go to my website. If you go to my website and if you bring it up, I'll just show you something.
That's what I should do. Is just go to your website. That's the simplest thing.
This website is, of course, being completely maintained now by the Portfolio program.
Well, I'm trying to learn from you because. Okay, what was it? What was your website again? Let's see.
Darren.InsideMind.
There it is.
Yep. So if you scroll down a bit, or just click open source. Yeah. So if you
look at all this. Okay.
If you see, those are my Claude code skills. So you can click on it.
This is nice.
Do it.
Look at you go. And these are mostly vibe coded.
Yeah, most of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, then you can click on. I haven't put the Remote skill up because I'm a little worried about it, but
but Auto's the one I want, right?
But yeah, I can send you that. So yeah.
And is it are you using CI to build it, or is it I need to clone it? I need to clone it.
Oh no, it's Python, so you just clone it
it's Python, of course.
Yeah.
Nice. I will get that.
There, if you just look down at the instructions, it just showed you how to do it.
Yeah.
So if you go down a little bit, you can just auto list and then auto PS shows you what's running, auto add. And so once you add something, it'll just run forever, even if you reboot. And then you can just remove it once you're sick of it.
So this is all using LaunchD.
Yeah. So you run auto in LaunchD.
Oh.
And then
auto gets called by LaunchD.
Yeah, and then auto.
I see.
Handles everything else.
So it has its own Does it look like a launch D? Is it XML? What do the processes look like?
There's just a JSON
Okay.
config file, but if you do auto PS, it'll show you what's running and stuff like that.
Nice.
So it just means you don't have to dick with all of those things.
So he's just kind of got his own Python-based launch D daemon. I love it. You even have web servers in here and background workers. And look at that. That's another thing I love about Claude is I just let it write all the documentation. It's just much
and
more.
And there's an auto GUI. So if you add something to auto, it looks at it and sees whether it has a front end. And if it has a front end, then it adds it to the auto GUI.
Oh, nice.
So and it's just like it's just like a list of things on the left and an iframe on the right that it swaps it into. So you don't have to remember all the port numbers for all the thousands of tools you've made. You just
how many things show up in your auto PS? How many?
I've got like 40, I think.
But your Mac runs all right. It's still running.
Yeah. Well, some of the yeah.
It hasn't bogged down.
No, I'm often saying like make it as light as possible and stuff like this, and got lots of sleep.
And this is also a testament to how much extra power we have these days that we don't really use at all.
Yeah.
Where was I? Oh yeah.
We have so much power we don't even really like think about it anymore.
That's right.
Like, it's like resource usage isn't really
it's like me and my Anthropic tokens. I bought so many I don't have to think about them anymore.
I don't think I've ever been able to get over like 26% of my token allocation.
This is my first month as a Max user. I'm going to have to take a look at whether I even need Max. I don't know. But what was
I hit my limit, my basic limit. Well, I don't have Max.
$20.
Yeah. So like I might look at
we'll buy you Max. Use your TWiT credit card. We'll buy you Max. Lisa says she doesn't want to, but I said no, we have to because
there's a cheaper Max as well. You don't have to go the 100. I mean the 200. There's
the middle one.
There's 100.
Yeah.
I wanted 20x, but then I found out. Oh crap! I still have to buy tokens for the API call.
No, you don't. No.
How does that work?
Okay, so have a look at my AI skill. So the thing is, and this is where you've got to be very clear with your instructions. There's the Claude API,
right?
But then there's the Claude Agent SDK,
right?
And that's an SDK that's available for Python. It's probably available for Rust. I don't know. Otherwise, you could do it.
Okay.
The Claude Agent SDK is what is an SDK. It's like an API that your code can use or your tools can use.
Right. To call Haiku in this case.
But or you
without
can call
using
anything.
tokens. Yeah.
But it's not doing it through the API. It's doing it through the Claude Code SDK.
Okay.
And so it uses your ambient login. So it goes into your subscription.
Oh, I'll have to rewrite BeatCheck now because it's been using Haiku and it's cheap. It's like...
No, all you do is go to BeatCheck and say, change it to use the Claude Agent SDK.
Yeah,
instead.
Well,
but the thing is, the Claude Agent SDK is new. So you've got to say, unless you use my AI skill, you've got to say, Google for the Claude Agent SDK, because otherwise it just thinks you mean the Claude API.
Ah, that's why it did that. Bad Claude. Now I'm going to turn on explanatory output style because occasionally, it's not automatic, but occasionally you want it to kind of be more verbose in its explanation. There's also a learning one, which is it treats you like it actually tests you, quizzes you.
Just remember, everything you turn on is polluting your context.
It's contexts, I know. Yeah. So that's it. So that's actually one of my questions. I thought maybe they wouldn't all load at once. They'd all load. Is that what you're saying?
Well, this is where the difference between skills and your skill.md is. You make your MD, you reference your skill, and you say this is when to use that skill, and it will only load the skill if it needs to use it. So you want to move everything into your skills.
These plugins are not skills; they are always fully loaded.
Well, who knows? I think they're
that's the problem. Who knows?
I think plugins are just basically a packaged up set of skills, MCPs, and other things.
Right. Well, I won't install too many, but I feel like I should have. Yeah, and some of them, it's not clear why you would need this, like circle back conversational context integration.
After you install all of them, if you type in /usage into Claude, it'll show you like how much of your context window is being polluted by like MCP tool, memory management and stuff. Do
you guys use Code Rabbit? Do you even know what it is? This is one. This is one that Harper Reed wrote, or 2389 wrote, called "Agent Drugs: Digital Drugs that Modify AI Behavior Through Prompts."
No way.
He was singing its praises. He says it's so wild, it's trippy, man.
Check it out.
Maybe not. They also wrote this, which is cool, which is binary reverse engineering for ELF binaries. So it's like Ghidra a little bit. It reverses the ELF binaries, which is, he was talking about that. That's very cool.
As I said before, like the only plugin I use is that one about the front end design, and that's because I'm crap at front end design. Right. But everything else are skills, because I sort of know what's going on, and I know when I have a need for when it's not working as I should, and I want an addition. But like we've been saying with security and everything, I don't really want just some random thing doing something that I don't understand.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, I do. Like double shot latte, which stops, would you like me to continue interruptions? That's almost like dangerously skip permissions. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's at one of the Superpower Marketplace ones. There's one for Elements of Style, writing guidance based on Strunk and White. Episodic Memory, which lets you search through your conversations. Fresh Eyes Review. GTM, Go-to-Market Partner. A journal. He has one that's a CEO advisor or coach, CEO Personal OS. I did it. It was kind of fun. It was interesting. But I've uninstalled it. And I'll uninstall most of these. But I'm just going to turn them on and see what it does to my context window.
I pretty much use, I think, Jira and GitLab for this. But Jira, just because I hate writing tickets. I hate responding to tickets. And so that is like completely remove that friction from my workflow.
Yeah. If you had to do Jira all the time. Yeah. So it takes tickets. Does it help you solve them, or what does it do?
Yeah, so I can tell Claude, hey, this is a ticket I'm working on. Go grab the code. So it'll reach out to Jira, pull the whole ticket down, and then it'll start grepping through the code base. It'll plan out changes and the whole nine. It'll just from beginning.
So how do I tell what my context load is?
/usage.
Okay, so I'm doing this before I restarted.
Maybe status or config. Maybe.
Go to status.
It used to be here.
Memory. All right, I'm going to exit out.
Interesting.
I'm going to exit out.
It used to be in there.
And now
maybe
it's going to load
context.
all that
sorry.
Context.
/context. Usage. Yeah, I apologize.
No, that's fine.
But Manny, what you said about Jira is actually, it's starting to scare me actually as a professional developer, because I know right now, I've thought about doing it, but it might be too dangerous in terms of my career, not in terms of damage. In that I know right now that I could build a Claude agent to sit there, watch Jira, see 10 tickets come up, do them, submit the PR, review them, merge them, and just basically go through the backlog and finish it.
So this isn't too bad. 11% context usage is not bad. And you can see that
System Tools is the one.
System Tools are the big one, and that's what I just installed, I think. Custom agents, and a lot of these were just skills. Oh no, there's the plugins. Sorry, yeah, those are all plugins. So yeah, well, I don't know. There's a lot of context left.
Yeah, I know with my Jira, my Atlassian, that takes I start out with 20% of my context queued up just with all my MCP tools. But it's worth it.
They're that useful, exactly. Yeah. It's like people say, "Oh, I ran Word and all my memory's used." Yeah, because it's going to use all your memory while it's there.
Yeah.
What do you want it just to sit there and not use the? Well, you know.
Well, except context is different because remember, at the heart of this, you've got transformers and you've got attention.
Right.
And attention works less well as your context fills up.
Right.
So it's not just an arbitrary thing that, like, it's not like memory that who cares if you use it.
Right.
The more you use it, the less well the agent will.
And compact is going to lose memory, right? So that's
all it does is basically equivalent to saying
restart.
Look, well, no.
Summarize the last
Look at
conversation.
My thing, summarize all the important bits,
right?
And then clear context and then load in this document, basically.
Right. Semantic code search for Claude code. Mizuki Driver 9 says, and find functions by what they do, not their names. Oh, that's cool. That's a nice idea. And he says that could save a lot of tokens. Nice.
Well, and again, this is where you, even especially with MCPs, every MCP, because it loads the entire description of the MCP in. Every MCP should be behind a skill, because if you put it behind the skill, it'll only read that description if it needs to.
So how do you put an MCP behind a skill? You write a skill.
Make a skill. There's skills that make skills, but a skill is just a skill.md file in a directory, so you can make your own skill.
So if I ask Claude to make a skill or to put an MCP server behind a skill, it could.
Yeah,
it would just do
it. Didn't they change how they handle MCP calling in Claude to like help with the context issue? I thought they made it
they've made a new style of thing, but fundamentally if MCP is there, they've got to load the whole thing.
Right.
So it's good. But if you put it behind a skill, then that won't be the case.
That's a really good idea. I think I'm going to do that.
So yeah, let me just see. So it's looking for my skills, see what any skills I've got. I mean, MCP servers I've got. Wow, Kitty wants a lot of. Where's it looking? It's looking all over the place. I don't know.
But just to peek behind the curtain, if you open a different shell and just go to your tilde.claude,
right?
You can, yeah, and if you go into the skills directory,
I don't have a skills directory.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, this is a kind of greenfield installation here.
If you look into your plugins, then
yeah,
you'll see that there's no mysticism in there. Like each of the plugins, if you go down to marketplaces and whatever, it'll just be, it's extracted a zip to it, and inside there'll be a
I mean, it's all really intuitive once you get into it.
Yeah, it's quite a. This is why you like tree, don't you?
Yeah.
I have a tree listing. I can't remember. Maybe it's L tree. I can't remember what, or LS tree. No.
But anyway, once you get to it, you'll find that there's just a skills.md file.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. So putting it behind a makes sense. So plugins are a higher level concept in Claude code that can bundle MCP servers, skills, agents, hooks, and settings together. Only Playwright MCP servers actively connected. Other enabled plugins provide skills. And so can I say put Playwright behind a skill?
I don't know, probably.
Let's see what happens. It's drizzling. Yeah, I don't have any skills. That's why. Yeah, this is not my main setup, and I don't plan. I can mess around with this one because I don't do anything on this one. Or I should, though. I should have it for the AI user group. Well, we're about to wrap up. I thought maybe we'd do OpenClaw today, but I don't think anybody's willing to take a chance. Nobody wants to take a chance with OpenClaw. I guess that's really our advice: is don't use OpenClaw, right?
Well, For me, it's less about that and more because I'm trying to make my own. I don't know if you've read Otherland, one of my favorite books ever.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, it's Tad Williams, deep fantasy, but it's also got VR in it, which is a weird combination. The book itself is one of the best books ever. The rest of the series doesn't quite live up to it.
Oh,
but,
I'll read it. It's on my list.
It's definitely well worth reading. But in Otherland, there's a character who has a virtual assistant called Beelzebug, which is my perfect
It's
example.
a good name, Beelzebug.
Yeah, it's exactly what I want a virtual assistant to be. So I'm writing a Beelzebug.
My thinking that is keeping me from using OpenClaw is that there will be a variety of OpenClaw, enterprise backed or somehow, protected OpenClaws out there in time. And
well, as I said, I reckon this year is I don't know if you lost me, but this year is the year of the assistant. And by the end of this year, everybody's going to be running an assistant.
Yeah, I completely agree. Well, this has been a fun adventure. I'm sorry we lost Larry so early. We knew he was going to have to take off. Manny, it's nice to have you come by. How's your iOS app going? Is it doing well?
I really don't know, to be honest with you. I kind of put it out there. I've been making updates to it, and people may be downloading it, they may not. I don't know. I use it every day, frequent.
Tell me again what it's called.
It's called Nudge Note. It's actually have a website. You can do nudgenote.app if you want.
Okay.
You can see on App Store Connect how many downloads and all of that stuff.
He doesn't care.
It's a and with it and
yeah, I misspelled it. What are you doing? Go away. I've been using Linux so much I keep hitting control instead of.
And it was cool. I have like 6 domains that I own and I control. Yeah. And I used I was paying like separate hosting fees for each of them. It's and I use Claude Code to spin up an Omni server, and I just use a caddy file, and now I just host everything myself. And so all of my hosting costs have gone to like $4 a month or something.
Wait, so how does? Wow! And you're hosting it on a VPS or where are you hosting?
Yeah, Hetzner. It's a VPN.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for reminding me. I got to turn off Hostinger. I set up Claude Hostinger, and I got to turn it off. It's $20 a month. That's ridiculous. Hetzner's a lot cheaper, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hetzner is what everybody uses. Nudge Note. Well, congratulations. And I'm thrilled that you're still, it's got 4 5-star ratings. So people like it.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. This is all vibe coded by Manny. Stay in touch without the stress.
But I do this professionally. So I do this with security in mind.
That's right. This is not some dopey vibe coded, opening door to my inner secrets kind of a thing.
Nothing leaves your device. And I don't even, like I said, I don't even know how many people have downloaded it. That's how much robust tracking I have in this app. So.
Yeah. Nice to see you, Manny. Thank you for coming by. Come back next month. We'll do this again.
Absolutely.
Darren, I always count on you. I appreciate your being here too, of course.
Oh, this is fun.
I think you're our senior dev. You're our 10x dev. So I appreciate your being here.
I don't know if you saw, actually, you probably didn't. It's on the AI user group, I mentioned it, but my brother rang me and he said, I hate doing this because we're quite a competitive family, but someone came up to me and said, do you know Darren Oakey?
Yes.
I heard him on a podcast, or I heard about him on a podcast.
Oh, that must have really frosted your brother.
It did.
Well, you know what? What's your brother's name? Let's mention him, and then we can. He can.
His name is Kevin.
Kevin Oakey. It's so maybe somebody will come up to Darren and say, "Hey, do you know Kevin Oakey? I heard about him on a podcast." How funny, Darren! I appreciate it, and of course, Anthony Nielsen, who is our in-house AI guru, doing all sorts of cool stuff. I don't know if people even know. Honestly, I'm kind of embarrassed to say I didn't know that if you go to twit.tv/blog or go to twit.tv and click the blog link at the top, we have this blog that is actually really good. I'll admit nobody's writing it. One of the reasons I never did spend a lot of time with show notes and blogs is because it was so much work. But now that we have it, actually, this is not the blog I'm looking for. So you have to click the blog at the top. That's the tech blog. And for instance, what is Gastown? When we talked to Steve Yegge on Gastown, we not only have the show, but we have a very nice little article about it. We do it, I think, partly for SEO, but also if you're one of those people who likes to have, a text to go along with it, this is really great. Anthony, I didn't even know this existed.
This is stuff I could share around with my friends.
That's the idea. And it is twit.tv/posts. But you can also click the link at the top blog. So we call this posts. So part of the reason is we didn't really design this website.
Yeah, it's a little quirky, but there's that filters tab. If you select tech, you'll only see the...
Maybe you can use that front-end design superpower plugin you just got to fix it up.
Yeah, no kidding. So this is a great, the good way if you wanted to share something with people. This is a segment from Tech News Weekly with Abrar Al-Hidi. This is great. Yeah. So it has blog is everything, but you know what? There's so many tech blog posts that it really does kind of dominate.
Well, yeah, like if you don't filter it, you'll see there's like transcripts and other things.
Yeah. This is good.
That's really cool.
Yeah, little did I know we had this, but this is thanks to AI because we don't have a large enough team to really do this. But it's really handy to have, and it's great for SEO. It helps us with search a lot. The site wasn't designed for this 10 years ago because at the time I thought, well, we'd love to have posts, but
do you know if you guys block AI crawlers?
I don't think we do we?
I think Patrick said it.
Patrick, do we block AI crawlers?
I think so.
Well, why? I wouldn't block them.
Oh, no, he was talking about his personal sites, so because of the bandwidth.
Oh, for bandwidth, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, unless you can give me a compelling reason.
Yeah, he says we do not.
Yeah, I've always thought I want AI to absorb all our podcasts. Are you kidding? Of course we do.
I mean, it's going to make things better.
Yeah, I want to contribute back. I'm getting a lot of value out of AI. I don't block them on my personal blog either. I mean, we want to give back. That's why we're Creative Commons. We've always kind of felt that way. Thank you, Manny. Thank you, Darren.
Thanks for having me. It was great to see you.
Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you.
Special thanks to, of course, our Club TWiT members. You are a member of the club, right? What? You're watching this and you're not? Well, come on, man. It's only $10 a month. You support shows like this. You also get ad-free versions of all the other shows. You are now doing a big chunk of our costs. More than 25% of our operating expenses come from club members. And that's how it should be. And it should be even more. Oh, somebody's calling. I don't want to see that on my screen. It's just spam. So I'm not worried about it. But that's not a good feature. That's really not a good feature. Oh, I hate you, Macintosh. There's got to be a way to DND all
block
this.
right there.
Yeah. I thought I had DND on. Focus. Do not disturb. Thank you. What was I saying? Maybe that was me calling to give us a club membership, right?
Yeah. So come hang out with Darren and I in the club.
Yeah.
We can talk about this AI stuff all the time.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for your support. We will be back Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. Our show's early so that everybody can watch the game. We're going to start at noon Pacific. Sorry, we don't say words like noon anymore. 1200 Pacific. That's 1500 East Coast time. That is, 2100 UTC. 1800, 2000. It's 2000 UTC. So we start a little bit early this Sunday. And you know who's going to be on with us? I'm very excited. Lou Maresca, who does AI for Microsoft. He's responsible for Copilot and Excel. So he can defend Copilot. It's going to be a good show. We're going to have a lot of fun. Larry Magid also, and I can't remember who the third one is. Is it Ian? I can't remember. Anyway, it'll be a fun show Sunday. Thank you, everybody. Have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.